So we're here with Janet Porter. She is one of the leaders of the pro-life movement, and she just gave an amazing speech, very optimistic. You said we're going to end abortion. Why do you think that?
We are. We have a pathway to victory, which is something the pro-life movement has needed for nearly 50 years. We haven't had it. We've been regulating around the edges of abortion, and we thought that's all we could do. I mean, I was a part of that. I had worked to legislate for parental consent and right to know, and we did the fetal homicide bills. I even lobbied for the nation's first ban on partial birth abortion. But at the end of the day, we still kill about 1 million children every single year. The number is 900 and some thousand, but with the unreported abortions, we're looking at over 1 million children who are dying legally in the United States. And we've got to do better than just regulating. And so where was it? 2010, 9 years ago. I just moved back to my home state of Ohio. My husband said to me nonchalantly, he just said, "Why don't you outlaw abortion while you're here?" And I just laughed at him. You know, I remembered that our state motto of Ohio is "With God, all things are possible," and you either believe it or you don't. And a few weeks later, God put the idea in my heart that if we can't rescue every child just yet, let's get as many as we can. And that's where the heartbeat bill was birthed, that we can protect every child whose heartbeat can be detected. Essentially, as Congressman King likes to put it, if a heartbeat's detected, the baby's protected. That's the bill. And it seemed like it was a pretty extreme thing. You know, the Daily Beast said, "Oh, it's a fringe idea. Could it overturn Roe?" And as I said in my speech, yes. The answer is yes. Count on it, because now there are 9 states that have passed heartbeat laws, 6 of them in just a 5-month period in 2019. And so we're going to see more and more states. I've been talking with about a dozen that are working. Michigan has got a citizen initiative where they're gathering petitions to bypass their pro-abortion governor. A simple majority vote in the legislature will get it through. Florida's looking to put it on the ballot. Tennessee's got it in their legislature. South Carolina's got, they've passed it in the House. They've got the Senate to go. I mean, Texas has got it going. I mean, we just see a snowball effect because people understand. Everybody gets it. If there's a heartbeat, there's life. And the Barna poll bared that out. I mean, I've been in this movement more than 40 years, and I've never seen a bill that protects this many babies have this much public support. 86% of Republicans, a majority of independents, 61% I think it is, but Democrats, 55% of Democrats favor the heartbeat bill. If a doctor is able to detect the heartbeat of an unborn baby, that baby should be legally protected, and a majority of Democrats said so too. Across the board, it's 7 out of 10, 69%, and that's a national scientific poll.
Yeah, Congressman King talked a little bit earlier about how there was a bill they were trying to get through Congress, and I guess they had enough votes to do everything they needed, and then I think he said the National Right to Life did not join with it. What's the story with that? Why would they not want to support that bill? I mean, I know there's some people who are skeptical of the heartbeat thing just because they think, you know, that makes an exception that you can kill some babies, but why would the organization go against it?
That's a very good question, and I can tell you from personal experience, I was the one who went to Congressman King to introduce the federal heartbeat bill, and we met with National Right to Life for 2 hours. Tom DeLay, Larry Sarignano, Rebecca Gantner was there, and we met with them. And essentially, I see it's a turf battle. We saw it in Ohio Right to Life. Let me just say this. There are some groups that are legitimate pro-life with a different philosophy, and then there are some fake. You've heard of fake news? There's some fake pro-life groups. Because I do not believe you can be a legitimate pro-life organization and call for a veto of one of the nation's most protective pro-life laws. And that's what happened in Ohio, not once but twice. Wow. I mean, I used to be a part of that Republican, that establishment. I was legislative director of Ohio Right to Life for nearly a decade.
Oh, wow.
Dr. Wilkie, the founder of the pro-life movement, co-founder of National Right to Life, founder of Ohio Right to Life, he actually resigned from the organization he founded, Ohio Right to Life, to join our efforts with the heartbeat bill. And he basically said that the incremental approach, he said, I was Mr. Incrementalism, he told the New York Times, but that approach did not get us far enough fast enough. We still have a body count of over 1 million babies, and that's just, any way you look at it, you can call it the pro-life movement a lot of things, but success is not one of them when you've got a body count of 1 million kids a year.
Yeah. And one more question. I know that with this victories at the state level, the UN has been getting upset. In fact, one of their spokespeople put out a thing saying that it was a human rights violation that Alabama had criminalized the murder of some unborn children. What do you think about that? Why is the UN sticking their nose in our business, and do they have? Is it a human right to kill your baby, as the UN says in international law?
It's so absurd. That's like saying to be for animal rights is an animal rights violation. It's the opposite. I mean, it's just total hypocrisy. And no, the United Nations has no business in telling us in America what we do and don't do. If we want to restore legal protection to our children, the youngest members of the human family, no longer ignore the universal indicator of life. A heartbeat is universally recognized in every hospital, not just in America, but around the world. Don't believe me? Go try to unplug all those heart monitors in the hospital, see if you get arrested, because you will. The bottom line is if there's a heartbeat, there's life. To ignore that is to ignore science. Yeah. And it's, we need to understand that we're looking at a bunch of science deniers. They're denying science. They're heartlessly ignoring that indicator of life that we pay attention to everywhere else.